older, it reminds me what my mother used to scold me when I used to forget my things. She had a funny bone. She used to say, I am glad your head, hands, fingers and legs are connected to the body. Otherwise you would come back daily with, पता नहीं मामा, सर यहीं पे तो था, पता नहीं कहाँ भूल गई. And the hilarious part is, folders, water bottles I can understand. एक बात है यहाँ पे सॉक्स, पैंट और अंडरवेयर तीनों मिलते हैं. How did they go out? Maybe they were changing their clothes, but how can you? Anyways. How many of you have a pratishtha of Devi, Kalasha and Bomme, Golu, Kolu at your home? 1, 2, 3, हाफ उठा भैया आपका. दूसरे फैमिली में oh, so that is how you had divided it. So happy Navaratri to all of you, and hopefully you are having lots of fun and yeah, lots of sweets. And this is a time when we would be overstuffed with several kinds of sweets. Like the kitchen is overflowing with sweets. 10 दिन का है ना. Let's get to Bhaja Govindam. Please repeat after me. Were you all able to get your books from the bookstore? Okay, good. If not, if you have book of hymns, it is there printed in that book of hymns as well. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Can we attempt it again? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Samprapte Sannihite Kale. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrunkarane. Mudhajahi dhanagama trishnam. Mudhajahi dhanagama trishnam. Kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishnam. Yallabhase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. 3 meanings of Govinda, 3 meanings of Bhaja were shared last week. Why? Because one needs to understand what the priorities of life should be. Long time ago, I had a very good, very meaning, very, very good organic chemistry teacher. She used to take a personal interest in our lives and connect with us. So much so that we started loving organic chemistry. Can you imagine? Organic chemistry learnt with love, because she took that kind of a interest. It was in her class, she had first introduced to us what priorities meant. I'm sure you all have seen it in different formats. Have you seen the golf ball test? You put it in a glass jar. Nahi suna? So you take a glass jar, okay, fill it with golf balls. Count them, how many you are putting in. Write it down. While the golf balls are still in that glass jar, add small pebbles. You'll have to move it, shake it a little gently. It will accommodate a few pebbles also. Half sack, it will still accommodate. Take now dry sand and keep shaking it and add more sand into it. आपने बोल दिया कहानी? ये मेरा पंचलाइन था यार. सिनेमा के पहले ही क्लाइमैक्स बता दिया. So add that sand in. You will feel that it is full now. Take 2 cokes and empty it into it. It will still accommodate that coke. Okay. Now let's reverse the process. The exact amount of coke that you added in the earlier one, add it first. Then add the exact amount of sand. Then add the pebbles. You will find difficult to even get through half of the amount of the golf balls. It is the same space. But what has gone wrong? Sequencing has gone wrong. Priority has gone wrong. When the priority reverses, that which could be easily accommodated, there is no way you can accommodate it moving forward. So priorities have to be understood and applied diligently. कब, कहाँ, क्यों, क्या करना है, समझ के करना चाहिए. When, where, how, what to do, and to do them diligently with finesse. If the priority is not understood, then life can go for a 6. Life can really get upside down. Now this gentleman who was sitting there trying to learn Panini Sutras, many people have this researching energy. रिटायरमेंट के बाद हम संस्कृत पढ़ेंगे, रिटायरमेंट के बाद हम संध्या वंदन शुरू करेंगे सीखना, रिटायरमेंट के बाद we will get into the पूजा पोथी. The retirement के बाद you learn Vedic chanting and you are already, what is the retirement age here? 67? 68? अब CPA जी आप बताइए ना, let you go नहीं, retirement कब है? 65 पक्का, क्योंकि 67, 68, 65 ओके. इंडिया में 65 है शायद अभी. It has changed, I think. 68? 60. हाँ, okay. 65. retired. Matlab, you do not have the energy to tire again. Your organs of perception action have become very slow or dull. When you don't even need to go till retirement for that. I went to the eye specialist, ophthalmologist, padhne mein dikkat ho rahi hai, and she didn't even look at my face. She said, have you crossed 40? I said, yes. हाँ तो होगा. Said, if you have crossed 40, that means your eyesight will cave in. That sometimes you can't see the distance, sometimes you can't see the close one. Then after 40, you can't do both. You have a bifocal. I used to wonder, like, मेरे एक चाचा होते थे. For everything he used to have glasses, but give him something to read, he will take his glasses out and start reading. I said, ये नकली glasses है. That is how we used to call him, नकली glasses वाले चाचा. You need glasses. That is what, as kids, we would assume that you need glasses to read. For reading, he didn't require. For seeing, he required. But after 40, you require both. Your eyes have already given indication that it is becoming dull. It is not sharp anymore. Next, metabolism. खाते हैं तो पचता नहीं है, पर खाने की चाहत तो बहुत है. वो पुराना एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट होता है ना, दिल हाँ मांगे मोर. It is constantly there is that. And after you eat, either gastric or acidic or indigestion or सो नहीं पाते. Body is showing signs that it is becoming dull and weak. And at that age, it has really become to that point wherein बहुत मुश्किल से, like yesterday or day before yesterday, I was talking to somebody and they said, Swamiji, after my knee pain has started, I really have to think 10 times before I get up, that now that I am getting up going in that direction, what are all the other things that can be accomplished so that I don't have to go 10 times in that direction. And that is a sad state. That if you have to think 10 times, one go, I have to finish. In that retirement age, where will be our focus? The focus will not be on these subtler aspects. I have been, and I was in charge of a senior citizen home, and I used to go almost on a daily basis. I would go spend time there, except on Saturdays and Sundays. Vijayawada ki baat hai. So I pretty much had memorized every person's repeated dialogues. Beta, brahmachari tha, but they would address me as beta. 1943 mein, and that was 1998. So 43 to 98. They will go through the entire journey every week. They are reminiscing about what is missed or what is remembered or what is memorable. They both, the regrets as well as accomplishments, they keep chewing on it. Mind is constantly reveling in that. If not that, if there is a group of 4 or 5, there is a healthy competition about unhealthy body parts. घुटना पकड़ा, अरे तेरे घुटने का क्या, मेरा सर इतना you can understand about scorecards and other things. They have a competition in whose health is not good. That is the age. The priority that has to be given. So when somebody comes and says, Swamiji, like the YUP course that I conduct, there are many volunteers that come and say, Swamiji, when will we have such opportunity? I mean, that which has to be sown at the age of 20, 25, they are asking at 50, 55, 60. The only answer I have for them is BL, NL. Better luck, next life. इस लाइफ में तो implement होने से रहा. So that is exactly what Adi Shankaracharya ji is saying to him. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrung karane. In the last stage of life, trying to rectify everything and use that opportunity for that which you have missed at that age when you had to do, when you had to learn, is a wrong priority. What should that time be used for? It is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. Worship Bhagwan, sing the glories of Bhagwan, and serve those who are around you as the very presence, as the very essence of that Paramatma, and serve them the best. Bhaja Govindam. So one might ask, where have we wrongly prioritized ourselves? So the first example taken is in the second shloka. He says, Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam kuru sad buddhim manasi vitrishnam yallabhase nija karmopattam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. मूढ़, मूढ़ का मतलब क्या हुआ? सर जोर से बोलिए, कम सुनाई देता है आजकल. ओ हिंदी वाला फूल कि इंग्लिश वाला फूल? हाँ, ओके. पर हम बम्बईया हिंदी बोलते हैं. वो हिंदी है ही नहीं बोलेंगी. So moodha means a fool. Now the root word there in the word moodha is muha. Muha becomes moodha. Muha is also the root word for moha. Moha, delusion. Why do we end up repeating the same mistake again and again with renewed enthusiasm, expecting a change? Because we are deluded. We don't see, though we are experienced, that the change is not there, change is here. Last week I had ended the talk with, if there is a river and there is an immovable mountain, what does the river do? It does not butt heads with that mountain. It finds it not moving. It takes a very beautiful course around that, contouring around that mountain, and finds its path, whichever is the least resistant. Isn't it? Now let us evaluate our lives. Where is it that we have maximum restless moments in our life? Maximum. जो ruptures बोलते हैं ना, arguments बोलते हैं ना, where do they happen? Please, naked truth, welcome. At home, between spouses, between the parents and children. ये तो combination है. Because we have become nucleus families, there is no in-law, outlaw, उनका झंझट नहीं रहा अभी. And it is this very structure which is the most, you're supposed to be most caring, more loving, more. You do, and yet ruptures are maximum. Between me and my brother, when we got introduced to limits and the what दूसरा क्या है limit integration वगैरह, so we used to look at each other and say, भाई, the situation at home, limit, argument tending to a discussion tending to argument, argument tending to a fight. Okay, this is not the right time to put our indent. We will be in dent. वो गुस्सा इधर आएगा. We know that that is the most loving environment, and still, why does that happen? Swami, मेरी बात सुनते नहीं है. You have been married for what, 20 years, 30 years? As the case may be. As the case may be. You know each other for last 40 years, 30 years. You know that other person is immovable in that particular aspect. You have said the same thing. Do not leave the used wet towel on the bed. Millionth time. If in 30 years a fellow has not changed, do you think suddenly he will change now? Yes or no? But still we go with renewed enthusiasm, expecting a varied result. Why? That is called moha. Am I getting across? जिसको प्रॉब्लम है उसको मोह. उनको फेंकने से कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. देयर इज बाल का बांका भी कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता उनको, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. हु इज गेटिंग इरिटेटेड? मैं उसकी मोह की बात कर रहा हूं. You cannot suddenly shift my goal post and change my very question paper to myself. अजीब लोग हो यार. हर सेशन में वही होता है. Suddenly what I am teaching, they change my goal post and change my question paper and say, स्वामी जी आप गलत बोल रहे हैं. So with this moha, what is the highest that we have moha for? So he says, dhana agama trishna. We want to hold as much wealth. Why do we want to hold that much wealth? क्या देख रहे हैं उसमें कि उतना हम, like, why are we seeking that much? A sense of security and sense of power. Right? First, a sense of security, stability. See, when you insist that your children take up a lifestyle which is, what do you want your children to be? honest answers, okay? Whatever they want, Swamiji. ठीक है, दिल बहला लो, but you want them to be a doctor or an engineer or why? Because you are at the cusp where you have seen the have-not situation and now you see the have situation. You know in your head the stark difference between both. So you want your child to be in a secure situation, financially secured situation. When are you okay? Either they do something which will bring them to a position at least to your level, but the interest is better than my level. है कि नहीं? Yes? No? Okay. That is the sense of security that we, because it gives that stability. Otherwise, to run pillar to post, you have seen it, you don't want them to go through it. Wealth. Once that settles in, जो 99 का चक्कर है ना, like you get to that 0.99 and if I get that 1 cent, it will become should I touch something else? Many students that come, one of the questions that I ask them is, are you here to stay or are you planning to go back after you study, your studies are done? 99.9% of students say, I think I'll go back, Swamiji. I'll go back after I pursue 2 years of job. I'll go back after my mortgage is done. I'll go back after 5 years. So you turn around 30 years, 40 years, poof, gone. होता है कि नहीं? So one is we are seeking that kind of stability, and once you cross a certain threshold, you start wielding certain amount of power that it can hold, it can buy. Because you can make a difference with that amount. It gives that power. And with that power comes a lot of wielding energy to which many will stoop down. And that we interpret as respect. So with all that in mind, we aim for Dhana Agama Trishna. See, this shloka is so beautiful. He is not saying do not have wealth. He is not talking about not cherishing with wealth. Because if you focus on the third and fourth sentence, what is he saying? Yal labhase nija karma upatam. How should your earning be? Nija karma. Nija karma means honest work. No dishonesty. Because it will come back to bite you in the most inopportune time, in the most inopportune place, and then regretting you will have no recourse. So, nija karma, honest work, work with sincerity, nija karma, upatam, that which is the result of your honest work. how much should you aim for? Have I spoken about this last week? Whatever is your expense times 5 is what you should aim for as your Nija Karma Upatta. That should be the aim, that should be the goal. Why? This is divided into 5 parts. First 1/5. Honestly, go pay it to as Rajya Bhara. The shloka says Rajya Bhara. Rajya Bhara in today's terms means tax. The second 1/5 is to take care of your elders. You are the social security for your parents, not the system. सिस्टम कब लुढ़के उसी को पता नहीं चलता. You are the social security for your parents, for your elders, both sides, parents, in-laws. Taking care of them is your responsibility. 1/5 is spent towards that. Third 1/5 is to be given as a patronage to that Gurukula that has taught you your spiritual knowledge to connect to that divine. Fourth, see, this is the beauty and difference between capitalism and socialism. The dharmic way of life is neither. It is not the state doling it out. It is not squeezing everything out of the society or nature. You earn and then you are the responsible one to give back to the society on your terms, and that is called dharma. So the 1/4 you give back to the society, whether it is in digging, in those days the examples given, digging wells or maintaining the wells, or the dharma satra where people can take rest, or hospitals or trees and building of the roads and maintenance of it. No, we never focused on that because we wanted a society which did not have orphans and widows. Even if they were, it was the family that would take care of it and not the responsibility of the outside society. Many people have that saying, instead of building temples, why don't we build orphanages? We want a society where temples are built. No. That is for, it is not for that which you are just saying. It is for generations to benefit. Okay, this is not a discussion. This is what the shloka is saying. The 5th one is what you end up spending on yourself. Now that 5th one should include, if it has to include your 401k, Medicare, Medicaid, your family, your children's education fund, all of that included, 5x should be your income so that you care for all these things. But instead what do we say? Mera income itna hi hai. Therefore all the other responsibilities are chopped out, saying that is not my, because my pay is. Aim for that. Learn the skill set in such a way that you are an active part in providing a solution for your society. That you can make this kind of a impact, that you are contributing back to the society, contributing back to the Gurukula, contributing back to your parents and to the state. And then that which is left behind, what should your attitude be? Now that I have sweat and toiled for getting this, I will cherish Vinodaya Chittam. He is not saying that, don't earn. Learn the most tactful way to get the best out of it and cherish it. Don't rush through it. Pause. Enjoy it. How many of you wake up by 6 and are out of the house by 6:30, 6:45 on the road every single day to get to your office? Nobody? सब work from home होंगे आजकल ये work from home. No, that's okay. You leave home for work, right? You also? On the road. That baffles me, right? Every day when I go out in the morning, I see Suryodaya. Suryodaya, sunrise. The moment you see that horizon with sunlit, your heart just lights up. Every day it is a new spectacle. No 2 days are repeated. That somebody who has taken a photo, that photo is framed, we want to keep it in our window, in our wall. उसको ताकेंगे. Real बाहर लटका हुआ है. The actual sun is out there. We rush through life that we don't even pause to cherish that moment. We have a beautiful yard. यार्ड में बैठ के कॉफी चाय पिए उतना भी नौबत नहीं है. Why? I have to rush to the next meeting, to the next meeting, to the next meeting. Pause. Enjoy that moment. A coffee in the morning. Cherish it. Don't gulp it down to, it's like, dumping it in. Am I getting across? Whatever little that you are eating, it should not be the way as if you are dumping it. Cherish. Taste it. Enjoy the smell. Enjoy the. Instead of enjoying, what are we doing? Rushing through it and not doing justice to that which you are putting the effort for. So as you step out of this hall today, cherish the prasada. Pause. Don't drag your child and say, "Chalo!" Pause. 2 minutes बैठो, खाओ आराम से, चुस्की लोस्की, and then go out. Cherish everything. Tena vinodaya chittam. Now what happens when there is that thoroughness? There is santrupti, there is satisfaction. That mind which has satisfaction, fear, anxiety and the sense of losing it out is gone because there is that trupti. We'll continue this next week.